Order in the court! Order in the court. Everyone pay attention. I've finally found a good book on the 100 books to read before you die list. That is right, you've read the title correct. Today I'll be looking at To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Don't go away. So let me start by saying, on my journey that I started, I don't know, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, to read 100 books before you die, on top of everything else I want to read, in between, I've gotten a few, I think 5 or 6 in now. At this point, they've all been subpar. I don't think I've ranked anything higher than a 3 out of 5, which is not good. This all changes. To Kill a Mockingbird truly is a great book. The beginning is sort of slow. I won't go through everything step by step, more I'll just touch on bullet points. I knew absolutely nothing about this book, other than the fact that I've heard it referenced in many TV shows before, and I've seen it on many great book lists. Weirdly enough, I thought this was a horror thriller story, because in the beginning, main character Scout often mentioned Boo Radley's place, a very spooky place. They never see a guy walking in or out, but they know someone lives there. They're looking through the window, they maybe see someone, they maybe hear someone. There's a tree outside his place that have watches and shit, and it's like really spooky shit. I was like, whoa, is this a horror book? It's like, what am I reading? Long story short, we get to the court case, the main meat of this book in my opinion, and we get to the point where Atticus, who I believe is Scout's dad, don't 100% quote me on that, is a lawyer, and he's defending Tom Robinson from a sexual assault case. And for a book to be written in 1960 and have a huge amount of racial class clashing, I would say, to be mentioned, what is it, 61 years in the future, it's still point of mind nowadays. Black Lives Matters is going on. Things are going down everywhere around the world. Equality is not only just a dream now, it's closer. Still a lot to work around, but it's crazy to think that even in 1960, where times were a bit different, Harper Lee was out here banging out classic books. The whole court case is interesting because Atticus is defending Tom Robinson. He's an African American who just got caught up in the wrong moment, or so we believe. The charges are being pressed by Mayella Ewell, I believe, and her father, Mr. Ewell. What she says happened is that she asked him inside to fix an item or something, and then the whole thing freaked out and he sexually assaulted her. But there's a really interesting page here I'd like to read you. This was the moment in the book where I said, okay, I believe that this is in the top 100 books to read. Because I had a light bulb moment that I rarely have in books, where everything clicked together at one point. And the actual conclusion to this court case is guilty, but we never find out what the real story is. But here's my theory. Take a listen to this page. Page 213. Atticus is interviewing Mayella Ewell in front of the court. Here's what she says. He slung me down. That's what he did. He slung me down and got on top of me. You were screaming all this time? I certainly was. Then why didn't the other children hear you? Where were they? At the dump? No answer. Where were they? Why didn't your screams make them come running? The dump's closer in the woods, isn't it? No answer. Or didn't you scream until you saw your father in the window? You didn't think to scream until then, did you? No answer. Did you scream first at your father instead of at Tom Robinson? Was that it? No answer. Who beat you up? Tom Robinson or your father? No answer. What did your father see in the window? The crime of rape or the best defense to it? Why don't you tell the truth, child? Didn't Bob Ewell beat you up? And at that moment, I knew Tom was not guilty. And Mayella Ewell broke social norms to have an actual sexual relationship with Tom Robinson, who was African American. 1960, that's a no-no. When her father came in and saw that happening, what else would she say? Oh no, don't mind me. This is just normal. You can't say that. You have to say, oh, this is not consent. And it was at that moment where I was completely hooked. The whole court case of this book really hooked me. I honestly, just talking about it right now, I would love to read through this book again right now. I just finished it last night. This is a real good book. After the court case, where do we go from here? I thought that was the end of the book. you know, very interesting. Tom Robinson went away to jail, guilty as expected, but turns out we're not done from here. At one point, Scout and her brother Jem have a pageant or something going on, so they go and do that, and then they walk back to their place. Now it's nighttime, and it's kind of spooky. They're just walking, and at this point, I think the horror aspect gets back into the book, because they describe themselves. She's in her, like, Porky the Pig outfit costume she wore for, like, the play or whatever it was. She's barefoot. Her brother Jem's there. They're walking back. It's very silent. And Jem goes, "Oh, did you hear that?" And she's like, "What? No, I didn't hear anything. Maybe the trees rustling." And before this, they got scared by a friend on the way to the play. So maybe it's him again. Not sure. They're going in, and it's very spooky. They keep hearing something behind them. They turn around and shout, "Oh, is that you? Go away." Eventually, they get to the tree in front of Boo Radley's place. And guess what? They get attacked. Jem's arm gets broken. And all of a sudden she turns around and someone's carrying Jem back to her house. And Scout's thinking, you know, what the hell is going, what is this? I just got like attacked or some shit. Scout heads back inside with Jem and everybody else, and she realizes, who the hell saved us? Oh, look at this shit. It was Boo Radley, the guy who's mentioned so much throughout this book. But the shockers don't stop there. At one point, the sheriff, Heck Tate, goes back out to figure out what went on. And who's lying there with a knife in his ribcage is no other than Mr. Bob Ewell. I just think that it's such a flip-flop reverse, don't judge a book by its cover, because you got Boo Radley, who was the super spooky house. Oh, did anyone even live there? Don't go near there, he'll kill you, and all this. The real evil was living in town this whole time. The savior, the archangel, was really the guy they called evil, the spooky man. Boo Radley came out and helped Jem and Scout in that moment. Bob Ewell was on their tail. He wasn't happy about how Atticus defended Tom Robinson in the case against his daughter. So he had to do something about it. He tailed Atticus multiple times. Then he went after their children. He ended up having a knife in the ribcage, but overall, what an ending to the book. Another cool moment I had after I finished the book was the tree in front of Boo Radley's place. You know, you never really, you get that Bioshock Infinite moment where you finish the game and it goes Bioshock and then Infinite and you know what it stands for. I believe this is the tree in front of Boo Radley's place where Bobby Roll died and the trinkets were there and everything. But overall, if I had to place a number on this book out of 5, it's kind of tough because I really, really enjoyed this book. I think it'll have a very long lasting impact on me. But even then, the ending was good and the court case was good. That's about 50% of the book. There's a lot of filler in this book, and that's my only con. I think the beginning is a bit slow. I think there's a lot of filler. There's a lot of filler chapters. So in my right mind, as much as I want to, I can't give this a masterpiece rank, because if you want to be a masterpiece, every single aspect of the book, game, TV show, or movie has to be absolutely perfect. I don't think To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee is perfect. I think it's damn near that, but overall, I'm going to say a solid 4 out of 5. So that's it. To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee is done. You may stand up and leave the court. I think by far this is the best book I've read on the list of 100 books to read before you die. I think after I finish editing this video, I'm going to go and write down in a notepad or on my notes on my iPad the list of books I've read on that 100 books to read before you die list and rank them so I can have a categorized list before it gets too big. So maybe I'll make a video out of that once I get 10, 20, 30 in. What, we'll find out. For now, I'm your host, Save Planet Entertainment, and I hope you enjoyed this review. Peace. Fight me.
The challenger now faces the Elite Four. The first opponent is Lorelei.
Yeah, dude gone down to the heavens. Am I that slow?
What will it be?
Critical hit. Get up!
What will the other side do?
Oh, I'll critical hit you right back, bro.
That was quick! Down already!
Good night, sweet dreams.
There's
Just
been
kidding.
major
Have nightmares.
action already.
What is up? I know what you're thinking. You're only here for the bonus Easter egg soundtrack I put in at the end of every video. But did you also know I have a donation page under Buy Me a Coffee? Donate whatever you want to my channel and I'll put half that back to an environmental charity. So that's that. Enjoy the music. Peace out.